Hello, how's everybody doing? We're going to do a great step-by-step live stream right now. I'm going to show you all about Tailwind and why I use it. So if you're anything like me and absolutely hate social media, well, I'm not going to say hate, but I don't know, find better ways to use your time. Is that a better way to say it? Then this is the video for you because I like to crank out all my social media for usually 2 weeks at a time. Sometimes I do more and kind of set it and forget it. And what I automate is Instagram. Well, I automate everything, but what I'm going to show you today is Pinterest and Instagram and using Tailwind, why I do it and why it's so awesome and why I think it's better than the others that are out there, because there's a lot of scheduling programs that auto post for you to these platforms. But I've tried them all and I've tried to love them all, but I always go back to Tailwind, and they do have a free plan. We can talk about the pricing. They do have a free plan because they are one of the more pricier ones once you get into the paid tiers. But when you get into the paid tiers, you're talking some really powerful tools. And for my main Etsy shop, I have one of the paid plans for, so I don't have to be constantly working on social media for that. But so with the free plan, you get one Pinterest profile, one Instagram profile, and we'll talk about setting these up because you want to make sure these are both business profiles to connect to Tailwind. And you get 20 posts a month. And then they have this really great tool for designing pins. So you can do 20 pins a month in their designer, which saves so much time. So I'm going to show you how to use that. And the Tailwind's communities is kind of like a networking type of, you could probably compare it to like group boards on Pinterest if you're familiar. It's kind of like that, kind of not. You also get a Smart Bio custom link and basic analytics. And you have a smart scheduler. You can post photos and video and do it in bulk. So with the free plan, starting at 20 posts a month for Pinterest, I always thought Instagram was you got your 30 posts first one's free, and then you had to pay after that, but maybe they've changed it. So we'll get into it and figure it out. So you want to have your Pinterest set up, business page. I did a video a few days ago about how to do this properly because it can be confusing. You want to go to business.pinterest.com to set up your business Pinterest and get that set up. And then you want to go to your little profile in the corner and you want to go to the saved. They've hidden all this stuff, and you want to click the little plus sign to create some boards, and they can be whatever you want. So if you're doing this for your Etsy shop today with me, if you have sections in your Etsy shop, create a board for each section and then just create a catch-all board of everything or whatever it is. And you just want to have a couple boards to start off with, and you need to have that before we get into Tailwind. And then in Instagram, you also want to have a business profile. I'm not an Instagram expert. I've gone out of my way to not learn Instagram because it seems to more difficult ones because they keep adding new things like Reels and IGTV and stories and all this stuff, and I can't keep up with it. But when you create your account, you want to convert that to a business account, and it's in the settings somewhere. They kind of make it a little easier than Pinterest to do. So once you have those two things set up, we can get into working with Tailwind. And so then we have to think about, well, we can't just pin to Pinterest and have stuff on Instagram. We need actual pictures, to put in here. You can't just pull stuff out of thin air. Okay, so we have to come up with an Etsy shop, and you use Chrome. If you don't use Chrome, I don't know, use Chrome. you want to go to the Chrome store or just type in the Google search bar, Tailwind, what do they call these? Now I'm blanking, but the extension, Tailwind Chrome extension, that's what it is. So type in Tailwind Chrome extension, it'll come up, take you to the Chrome store, and you want to add this to your extensions in Chrome. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about and you don't have Chrome, then you can't do this because this extension only works with Chrome. So, but I'm telling you, it'll save you so much headaches when it comes to pinning your Etsy pages, and I'll show you at the end how that all works. But you want to get this installed, and you'll see it either pop up here on the address bar up at the top. You'll see the little Tailwind logo up there, and that's your little buddy. Okay, so you want to always have that at the ready when you are going to get images to put in Tailwind from your Etsy shop. And you can, if you have all your images on your computer, that's helpful too. And then the other thing I wanted to just talk about real quick about why I like Tailwind, besides not liking social media and it does it all, it's because it's desktop friendly, meaning I have no idea if this works on a phone. You can tell me, but I'm a desktop person, laptop person. I like to do my work at my desk, at my computer, and when I'm not at my computer, at my desk, I'm not working. You know, I may answer an email here and there or just check my shop if I have any messages, but I'm not actively working. And so for me, that separation is important. So I'm looking for a platform to use for my social media that's desktop first versus mobile first. And a lot of these other ones are mobile first, which makes sense because you think Instagram is a mobile program. Pinterest is going super mobile friendly now too. So it makes sense, but Stone Age, and I like having everything big on a big screen, being able to have multiple windows open, move around, have a keyboard, all that stuff. So I'm ancient, you know, but that's another reason why I love Tailwind, and hopefully they'll never change that. But I know I'm probably dreaming on that one. All right, so we talked about the Chrome extension. So if you have an Etsy shop, or I mean, I even use this if I have eBay listings. I use this for the Chrome extension for you know, anything. I had a Shopify store back in the day. I used it there, you know, anything. So I really recommend that. Then you want to get product images if you don't have them. So if you have your Etsy listings, that's great. Use the Chrome extension, or if you have them on your computer. If you are doing, say, print on demand, I talk about that a lot. If you have print on demand items with, say, someone like Printful here, you can go into your product templates and you just find your template and you click the little 3 dots and you can download the mock-up photos. So you can download those and have them on your computer. And you can do that for whatever listings you want to pin or create pins with or have for Instagram posts. Then another one is Printify. If you have Printify, you have your you open up Printify and go into your store. All your listings will be there. You just click on the image and then it opens the images. And all I do is do a control-click save as on these and save those to my computer so I can pin them or put them on Instagram. Okay, so that's one technique. And then I love unsplash.com for just fun images, pretty images, beautiful images. Another great source is Canva, but for this, we just want to find photos, download. So I'm going to just go ahead and find some to create some pins with, just to show you when we demo with Tailwind. So I'm going to do a search for good morning. And anything like that. I mean, and they always have suggestions. So you find something you like, just click the download. And you also are given the opportunity to shout out the creator in a little pop-up. So that's always fun to do. If you log in and create an account and you save these photos with the little heart, you can always come back and get that information later. But it is hard once you've downloaded and scrolled away to get these tagging and all that information, which I highly recommend you do, because these photographers are putting these out for your use basically for free. They're not getting anything out of this as far as payment. They do get some exposure, and I know Unsplash does offer some forms of work for them, but mostly this is just either outtakes from paid photo shoots or things like that. So I just am going through and picking out some that I like, that I want to just put in my feed. And what I recommend for these is whatever your niche is, thinking of like how you can kind of just tell a little story in your niche, so it's not all product photo, product photo, product photo. It's like then you have like the nice like inspirational good morning, have a cup of coffee, or I can't wait to get my coffee, fun little post, just to keep people engaged and understanding that you're a real person and not just a robot, which I have a tendency to do. I almost am guilty of being an actual robot online. So once you've found a bunch, just download those to a folder you can find later, and we can go into Tailwind and get things going. All right, so I put the link in the chat box. If you guys have any questions as I'm going along, I know I probably speed along because I'm used to doing this and I've done this so many times, but if any questions come up, go ahead and post them in the chat and I'll try to get to those. So our first time on Tailwind, we're going to click free trial, and it immediately asks you to sign up with Pinterest. So Tailwind is mainly Pinterest centric. The Instagram thing is kind of a secondary thing they do, but they do it really well. So I use that as well through them. But the Pinterest is their main gig. So if you if you don't have your Pinterest business page set up, then you're not going to get very far. So we're going to sign up with Pinterest, and it's thinking about it. Takes a minute. I always have the slowest internet in the evening. It's thinking about it. Here we go. So it's got my Pinterest account pulled up here, just making sure I'm logged in as the right account. If it's logged in as the wrong account, you want to log out and log in with the correct account. I'm going to click Give Access. And basically what I'm doing is saying, yeah, Tailwind, you can have at it. You can have my account, okay? So now here we're going to set up our account. First name, password. Oh boy. Okay, there we go. And then they check the box to follow Tailwind on Pinterest. Why not, right? And this email address is going to be associated with your account, but it's mostly so that they can email you updates that they're doing, their newsletter, and if, say, something's not connected, like sometimes when they do an update to Instagram, the connection breaks and you have to log into your account and reconnect Instagram. So they will email you about that. So you want to make sure you use an email that you do check regularly. So I'm going to click next, and then nice little intro, and you want to choose one that fits you best. So if you have an Etsy shop or Shopify store, you want to do seller e-commerce, blogger, affiliate marketing, blogging, that's that one. If you actually have a shop, a physical location, you can choose that one. Provide services, like if you're a photographer, graphic designer, and then they have one here for influencer. So if you're just mainly on social media and not doing anything else, then that would be what I would consider an influencer. But I'm going to choose blogger, complete your account. Okay, and it's activating Pinterest superpowers. Okay, and we're in. And so when we start off here on Tailwind, it says, welcome to Tailwind Create. In one magical click, transform your photos into dozens of personalized pin ideas. The only hard part is choosing which to use. Start creating now. So what this is doing is we're taking the images that I downloaded and creating pins out of them. So you can see in this example, they have this person's uploading a picture of a lemon cheesecake, and then the rest of the work is done by Tailwind. Backgrounds and color combinations, you add your text, and then it creates, 6 or 10 pins of the same elements. And so it's a really cool way to batch create a bunch of pins. My second go-to for pin creation would be Canva. It's a little more nuanced in there, and probably, I don't know, the designs are better, but I'm telling you, sometimes speed wins when it comes to social media, because honestly, how much time do you want to spend on this? I mean, it's stuff, but I would rather be focusing on actively creating listings and creating new products and other things on my Etsy shop. So anyway, I'm going to start creating now. And so Tailwind Create are bound by complete terms of service, which includes additional terms not summarized here. So, but they're just trying to say that everything you're creating, the images you're using, you're allowed to use. You're not stealing images. So you can't take like another Etsy shop's photos if they're selling something that's similar to what you sell and use them and pin them to your listings or something. Like, you can't do that. And you can't go to Google Images and download photos. You can't do that. Okay? Where all the photographers on Unsplash agree that yes, you can use my photos for commercial purposes. They're fully licensed. You can use your mock-up photos from Printful and Printify. You're totally allowed to do that. That's why they've created those for you. And then, of course, you can use your own images that you've taken for your Etsy listings. So these are the terms that they're talking about mainly to protect themselves if you are using images that aren't yours. So you have to check that box to agree, accept. And then they have this really great video just to walk you through the process. So after we go through this together, you can also watch the video and probably get some more things that might help you. But I'm just going to X that out, okay? So you can do your brand or web. They walk you through this. It's so cool. So brand information, website or brand name, so you can put your website or just your brand name, whatever you want to appear on the pin. And then we can select fonts. I haven't set up any fonts in here because this is the first time, and I can't upload fonts because this is a premium feature, but think about how cool that is, being able to upload your own fonts too here. But I'm just gonna go through and find one. Let's see if they have let's see, sorry. Okay, so I my go-to sans serif. Let's see if they have it. Here we go, Noto Sans. And then a subtitle font, I'm going to actually use the same one. That's just how I do it. You can mix it up to however you want, or you can try a curated font pairing. So that's kind of cool. They have these font pairings that work well together. So if you're having a hard time picking fonts, you can go through these and find some that work well together. I'm just going to leave that. And then we go here to your colors, your color palette. And if you don't have a color palette, I would seriously look into this before you start creating pins. My favorite website to create color palettes with is coolors.co. COOLORS.co. And you can create a color palette. You can upload your logo and pull the colors from your logo. You can create one from scratch. You can look at trending palettes. You can do all kinds of really cool things. And then once you have that saved in your account on Coolors, you can pull from there the codes you need to do a color palette. So that's what I would recommend for that. But I'm just going to go ahead down to their curated color palettes and just pick one that I think works. This is pretty close enough to my brand colors for now. And then an opportunity to upload your logo. And for this, I will choose one with the blue background. You can upload multiple ones, it looks like. I'm just gonna go with this for now, okay? And this initial setup you can come back and change at any time, or you can skip it. But for now, I'm gonna do save and continue. Okay, so let's get started. We're gonna start with, for example, start with one Etsy listing that we want to pin to. So we have an Etsy listing in mind, and I'm just gonna use, for my sake, my website. And so we're just gonna, well, actually, I'll go to Etsy and just find something. So I'll just click on these, and I'm gonna just pretend this is my listing at this moment, okay? So when I'm at my Etsy listing, what you want to do is get your listing URL, okay? And you see this question mark here in this stuff? You wanna delete that and then hit enter again. So it will reload this page, and there's no tracking data. The question mark and all those random letters and numbers is tracking data for Etsy to know where traffic is coming from and going on their site. But when we post to Pinterest or link to our listings, we want to make sure that this is a clean link and it's not going to be deceiving if we ever look at our analytics in the future. So you highlight that URL and do Control-C or edit copy, and then we go back to Tailwind, and you see where it says destination link. We just copy and paste that link there, okay? And it's doing some thinking for me, and it probably will pull up the title. See, so it's doing some thinking, and it automatically pulled up the title for me. So how cool is that? So that's how you would do an Etsy listing. I'm going to just go ahead and do my website, and it's doing some thinking, and we'll see if it pulls up the title. It should do it for me. No, it didn't. So I'm just going to put in the title, and from there we have an opportunity to upload photos. So you want to upload all the photos that you want to go to this specific destination link. So if again, in this example of the Etsy listing, if this is the listing I want to send the pins to, I want to make sure that I just upload photos that are associated with this listing, if that makes sense. Okay. So also what it will do when you enter in a website here, it also pulls in photos from my website. All my tweets that I have converted to photos get pulled up. How cool is that? So let's try it with the Etsy link again and see how that looks. So it's doing its thing. I have to use such a small screen to live stream, you guys, so it's like I miss out on some of this stuff that I normally would see. So that's loading, and now you can see it pulls up all the photos that are on the site. And as you can see, some of these are unrelated products. So if I go back to the page, you know, when you scroll down, you get the more from this shop, but you also get the recommended listings. So it's pulling all the photos from this page. So that's why I see some stuff that's probably not related to this listing. So I can go ahead and click these here, which I'm not going to do because I don't want to use this person's. I'm going to just change that, and I'm going to actually upload the photos that I downloaded. and I'm going to open those. Okay, so it's jamming up on me here. There we go. Okay, so the uploading isn't working for me. I'm not sure. Oh, there we go. Okay, so it is working. It's just a little slow, so we have to be patient, but it is working. So I'm just going to upload these, get a few in there. Okay. Alright, and once I have the photos I want to use uploaded, there we go. There they come. Just took a minute. See, patience is golden. Okay, so I have the photos I want to use that are going to link to this destination link. Again, you want to do this separately each time you want to do for a different listing, say, or a different page on your website or a different blog post. Whatever it is, you want to just upload the photos at the time for this destination link. And then I'm going to go create images, and it does all this cool funky stuff. It creates all these different pins for me, and I can change the styles. Okay, so, and I can always go in and update my brand preferences as well if the colors aren't right. Okay, so up here we can do we can filter this down to get some different designs. So we can say blog post, and we can say, let's see, DIY crafts and hobbies, and we can do pin format. We could just do background for text. And this will give us some ideas for pins. So these look kind of clunky, right? Because I picked some kind of boring fonts and stuff, but you scroll through and you find something that works. And I'm gonna do is select one. See, this isn't perfect, but it's kind of close to what I want it to look like. You want to pick ones that are, you know, nearly there, and you can click the little heart to favorite this design, so when you come back in with other photos, you can use the same design over and over again. And this is going to allow me to click up to select up to 15. And in the free plan, I have 15 free designs I can create every 15 days. Now, you don't have to create designs in Tailwind. And actually, I don't do this very much, if you can tell. It's all new. It's fairly new. I think they came out with it in the fall. So you don't feel like you have to use this feature. I'm just showing you how it works on the most basic level, so you can play around with it and try it out to make pins. Me, I'm even more of a hack and barely ever use this, and just use my actual listing photos as pins. You don't have Pinterest is very, you know, they say, oh, use a 2x3, like the long, tall photos, right? But you can pin any size photo, and sometimes those ones will stand out because they are a different shape in the sea of really vertical pins. So there is an argument for that. But anyway, I'm just going to show you, and I have 2 designs created, selected, so I'm going to click review the selection. Okay, and I have the opportunity here to edit these a little bit if I want to. So I can do restyle, I can change the colors, change the photo here, or I can click edit, and then in edit I can add little clip art elements. I can change the text. I might make this, you know, like all capitals, and I can, it's not letting me, there we go. I can change the website, make that all capitals or something. You know, I'm not a designer, as you can tell, but you know, this is who this is for, this kind of stuff. It's for people that kind of struggle with this, but want to do it efficiently, you know, because you could spend a lifetime on Canva itself trying to design pins when your time is better spent like coming up with something that's nice, shows off your product, has a link to your website, has your brand name on there, your logo, and post to Pinterest while you're sleeping. Okay, so save and go. Okay, and then the next one, I'm just gonna go ahead and edit and just change this to all capitals. All right, and then save and close. And there's all kinds of other tools in here you can play around with, so I really suggest you go ahead and play around with it. Then it allows me to go ahead in and schedule these. Now, what did I miss? What did I do wrong? Something's wrong. I love it when I come across a roadblock like this, because I know this is the kind of stuff that happens to me all the time, and then I try and figure out what I did wrong, and no one's ever done it before in their life, and I feel like, come on, people have done that before, right? So I'm gonna X out of here and see what happens. All right, so it didn't take, did it take any of my designs anywhere? Let's see. So it didn't. Why didn't it? I would love to know. Did anyone else have this problem? Okay, let's try this again. I just want to get one at least that I can use. Okay, we're just going to take this one, select, review your selection. Okay, here we go. I've got it. I must have X'd out of the other one or something. And then I'm going to just click, if you have the green button, go schedule, and you have these pins all set up and ready, you can click go schedule. Okay, and then it's put into your drafts. And we're just going to let it sit there for a minute while I show you some of the other cool stuff on Tailwind. All right, so when you're in your drafts, let's see, I'll tell you. What we're going to do is, all right, here we go. We scroll down to the draft pin, and this is where we put in the data for Pinterest. So we have our pin ready. We go into type a board name, and if we just click there, it pulls up all the boards we already have on Pinterest. So if you have not created the board you want to use, you're going to have to go over to Pinterest, go to your profile, go to your saved section and add a new board. And then once you've done that, you can come here and click refresh board list, and any new boards that you've just made will appear here. So Tailwind doesn't have the ability to make new boards for you, but they make it as easy as possible. So I'm going to just click the board I want to put it on. You can add it to multiple boards if you want, all the boards, then a title, visit our website. So here, what I would recommend as a title, now Tailwind might have pulled in the title from your listing, but you can always just copy and paste your listing title. If you've got your keywords in there, if it's a good title, then just copy and paste that into this title area. And they have many tips and suggestions that pop up all the time for this stuff. And then description. You want to write, pin description is like a mini blog post essentially. You want to talk up your, whatever this pin's about. So if you've been following along with my videos and you know how I do listing descriptions, that's pretty much a copy and paste as well. You can copy your listing description. And this person here happens to have a nice listing description, you just copy and paste it into the description. And I'm just going to write visit our website. Of course, I'm just doing this to speed up the process, and this isn't a pin I'm going to actually use. And then you click add to queue. Okay, and what it's doing is it's scheduling our pins here over on the schedule. It takes us automatically to the scheduled page. And on our right here is our schedule. Now, when this fills up with pins, you can shuffle everything around so you don't have the same pin pinning every day. And you can also just pin it now. If I'm like, I just want to pin this, it's going to my pins. Or if, I want to edit it, you can do some editing here, I think. Yep, they allow you to edit here on the scheduler, or you can take it back to drafts if you want to make some changes. Unfortunately, they don't do Twitter sharing at the moment. It says I can if I connect my Twitter account. Maybe that's a new feature, and then you can send it to Facebook, or we can delete the pin altogether. I probably wouldn't do that unless for some reason you know that a listing is never going to appear again ever in your shop. Then you'd want to delete a pin. But for the most part, if you want to get it out of here, I would just click back to drafts, and they all go back to drafts. Okay. All right. So I hope that made sense when you're working with the Create tool, how to do that. Now, if you don't want to use the Create tool, you can go into your drafts, and when your drafts is empty, it shows you some other options. You can schedule your own pin, or you can use the simple browser extension, and this is the browser extension I was talking about. So with that installed, we can add photos to our draft without having to upload anything. Or I can just upload one of the photos that I got from Unsplash and just pin that photo. But I mostly got these photos for my Instagram, so I'm going to just delete that. Let me show you how the extension works. So I'm going to use this person's listing again, and with the extension installed, it's like feathers, I guess, right? Or waves. You just click that, and I don't know if it'll pop up on the live stream for you guys. If it will share it. Let's see. Waiting for the delay. I don't think it does. Let me, oh, yep, there it is. Okay, good. Sorry to delay it for you guys. So you just click the images you want to schedule. So we have this one here. I want to schedule, and you want to look at the pixel size. Etsy converts the images to multiple sizes, so you want to pick the largest, 794 by 947. These ones are going to be too small, and they're going to look blurry and low quality. So this person just has the one listing photo, so I'm just going to use that, and then I click Go Schedule. And what makes this great is when, I have to share the other screen. Let me share the other screen. Let's see. Is this the right one? Yep. When you have a bulk, like you have all 10 listing photos and they're all really good photos that you want to pin or put on Instagram, you use the Tailwind Chrome extension and you can do a bulk thing. Again, you add your board name, it pulls in the title for you, pulls in kind of a description, but you can fill in the rest of the description and then add to queue, and then that will appear in your drafts or if you hit add to queue, it'll appear in your schedule automatically, or you can save for later, and then save for later will, so you can see it. Save for later will put it in your drafts so you can go to it later. But I always just add to queue. I do all my work in here, add to queue, and then I go back into Tailwind and I shuffle the queue when I have too many images that are the same. So the listings are all mixed up. I'm just going to delete. Perfect. Okay, and make sure this is all fixed. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Okay. Sorry about that. That takes a second. So that's why I love that Tailwind extension, because even though I have all my listing photos on my computer and I could upload them to Tailwind and do it that way, this is cutting out a lot of the work for me. If I just go to my listing, I delete any of the question mark and random data on the right of it and just have my listing URL loaded, do my Tailwind, select all the images, it pulls in my title, and it pulls in the website. All I have to enter in is the description. It's a real quick, fast, efficient way of pinning your Etsy listings. So I do that anytime I do an Etsy listing. I just automatically do that every time. Now, next thing you want to look into is Tailwind for Instagram. So when you're in your dashboard, on the left side, you'll see your little logo with the Pinterest sign. You just want to hover over that, and then the Tailwind will pop up, and you click Get Started. So they now automatically post using the official Instagram integration. So you auto post Instagram with this tool. As long as you've got a business account, you can do this. And yeah, like I thought it was, it's up to 30 posts free. So with Tailwind for Pinterest, you get 20 posts a month for free. And then Instagram, you get 30 posts for free. And it's basically a trial period to see if you like it. So if you do like it, you can pay for it, or if you don't like it, use one of the other programs. So we'll sign in with Instagram. We'll just set this up, and I'll show you a quick walkthrough of this, why I like it so much. Just give it permission. Okay, and I'm eligible for automatic posting to Instagram because it's a business account. So you want to make sure you have a business account set up with Instagram before you go through all this process. It just makes it easier and quicker. And then you have to connect via Facebook. Okay, continue. There we go. Okay, and then give permission to post on my pages. Yes, yes, yes. And okay. So it's good to have a Facebook page set up and Instagram all at the same time, because they're all the same connected company. Facebook owns Instagram. So auto posting is now available. I can post photos, but I can also post videos. And I forgot to mention that on the Pinterest end of things, you can post video pins through Pinterest if you have a business account. You can't do this stuff with a personal Pinterest account. So you want to make sure you set up your business accounts right off the bat, because again, converting everything over is just so confusing. It's just easier to set it up right from the beginning. All right, so we're going to click Start Scheduling Now. Now they give you a little tour when you first open it up. So you can plan your grid, and they have optimal time. You can, yep. Okay, there we go. Next, and then we have, I'll show you how all this works and how hashtags work. Okay, got it. Hashtag lists. Cross posting is super easy, and then you schedule the time. Great. Okay, got it. Yeah. Yeah, I have to do such a small screen to stream with my screen sharing. It does throw this off. As you can see, this is totally a desktop program. This would not work on a phone. So they offer a free landing page. So if you ever see those link in the bio links on Instagram that go to another actually mini mobile web page that have all the posts that are clickable, they offer that for free. So that's a really cool feature if that's something you're interested in. So I'm Xing out of that. So what you can do is you can upload photos. You can choose from their free stock photos, or you can use the Tailwind Chrome extension. So again, we go to our listing, click the Chrome extension, pick our photo we want to use. And again, you can batch this, and I just got to share the right screen with you guys. There we go. And for this, what you want to do is up above where it says one image saved across the top, you want to, if you can see it, hopefully you can see it. Okay, there we go. You want to make sure it's on Instagram, so you see your logo with a little Instagram logo. So you can switch between Pinterest and Instagram when you have these both set up. So you can be on the same page listing, do your Instagram, and then do the Chrome extension again, and then do Pinterest all at the same time. So here you have your picture, and you can crop it if you want for if it's a horizontal, you want to crop it square for Instagram or whatever. You add your description, and then you can add a hashtag. So they have down here, based on what the words you typed in here, they have hashtag suggestions. And green is better, I guess, best, yep. Competitive keywords are orange, good are light green, and niche are gray. So probably the best strategy is to incorporate a little bit of everything here, and you just click these and it throws the hashtags in there, and you can do up to 30, and it counts the hashtags for you. So I have 4 out of 30, so which is awesome. So you don't have to worry about counting hashtags. You just fill up your description with the hashtags you want to use, and I'm not, it gives suggestions. Sometimes it's bad, but you can always just type in one, like, like, oh, I want to use Etsy seller, and put that in, and then it gives you others based on that hashtag that you might want to use. Okay, so you just fill that up, and then I do a lot of these cereal bowl candles or something, like this is my niche. So I use these hashtags over and over and over again, and this description over and over again a lot of the time as my template, and then I can always go in and change. So you click this little plus icon that's next to saved hashtags, and you just save this as Fruit Loop cereal candle, and I save the hashtag list. And now I can go in, I can just delete all this so I can show you how it works. I go into my saved hashtags, and then I'll find down here cereal candle, and it'll pull it in, and then I can take from this template, I can change what I need to, on sale, and add a couple other hashtags that I wanted to use, and then I can just add it to my queue, or I can schedule it at a custom time. So this is a great tool to use the custom time when you are planning a sales event, or you have a flash sale, or a product drop, something like that. You can do all your pins ahead of time, schedule them at an exact time, and have it all ready to go. And what I like about how this all works, because again, I'm using a desktop computer, this is all, the way Tailwind's set up is for a desktop computer. It makes it so much easier. It's just a basic calendar. I don't have to try and drag and drop things and all this other stuff. I find it so much easier and more efficient to do this kind of stuff. So I would schedule now if I had it set up how I wanted, or I could save it for later, and it would put it in my drafts folder in Tailwind. Okay, I'm just going to delete this because I'm not going to use someone else's photos on my Instagram. This is just for demo. So that would have shown up in my drafts here, or if I had scheduled it, it would have gone to my schedule. And you can see on the right here is the grid drafts, and you can plan your schedule. You can set up a content planner, and it'll come introducing custom content plans. Never run out of ideas again. So this is a way of diversifying your feed, if you will. So if you set up a couple weeks in advance, it gives you an idea of what you should be posting just as recommendations, if you're really stuck. So it has educate, inspire, promote. So you're not always promoting, you're using your Instagram to engage with your audience, and not constantly promoting your online store. So it comes across more genuine and authentic. Okay, so I know this was a lot, and there's a lot of information in here, and there's so much more to discover with Tailwind. They are an amazing program that makes auto posting so easy, so fast, especially if you use a desktop computer to use for social media and for when you're sitting at your desk and working. And the last thing I want to do is be going on my phone while I'm sitting at my desk working. I just want to have everything in front of me on the computer and be able to go back and forth and schedule everything many days out in advance so I know it's working. Now with Instagram posting, I should have also shown you guys is that you can cross post. Okay, I'm going to go back to Instagram, and I'm just going to demo that real quick because it's a really cool feature. So if I was going to upload an image to put on my Instagram, and this is where you could upload your mock-up photos from Printful, something like that. They would all show up here. Click on it. Okay, and then here I can crop it if I want to crop it for square or whatever my design is. And then I can also tag whoever I want in there. They'll pop up. I can add multiple images. Oh, you can't actually do that. And then I can pull in my saved hashtags, my saved caption and hashtags here. So that's all pulled in. It tells me, how many hashtags I've used. It gives me more suggested ones over here that I can use. I have the option to click and add the hashtags to the first comment. So if you like to have a clean caption without hashtags in it, you just check that and all these hashtags will be put in the first comment automatically. So cool. Then you can choose to auto post or a notification post. I don't know why you would do that. Just do auto post, get it done. If you have a location, then you can add a physical location for the post. You can cross post to Pinterest. You just check that, choose a board, set pin destination. It'll pin that to the board automatically. Then here you can click share to Facebook pages. You have to add a description here just because they can't pull that data for whatever reason. And you are posting it to Facebook, and then you can pick a scheduled time. It picks the slot that it picks for you automatically, but you can pick a different slot or you can do a custom time very easily, very fast. Makes it so easy. And there's also a draft guide over here that gives you ideas. It gives you caption templates, prompt ideas. You can add little notes. It's super cool. And then all you do is hit schedule, and it will show up in your drafts over here. If I could only get over there. There we go. So let me try this. Anyway, it's there. Trust me, it's there. You can see it there. And if I need to go in and it says it's all ready to schedule, auto schedule, I just click on it and I can go in and edit it again and make any changes I need to and just save and close that. So I'm going to delete that because I don't need that one posting, though you probably guys would get a kick out of it. All right. Awesome. So I hope this was helpful. So we can post to Pinterest in batches from our Etsy shop. We can post to Instagram in batches from our Etsy shop. We can cross post from Instagram to Pinterest. We can cross post to our Facebook page all in one swoop. And I'm telling you, you can load this up in an afternoon, in a couple hours, and get this good for the next couple weeks or even longer. My Pinterest one, when you get the paid plan and you can start pinning out in advance, I think I have enough pins to be automated through June or something crazy, just because I went through all my listings and I pinned every photo in my listings. And then whenever I create a new listing, I go ahead and pin a new listing so that can fill up quickly. And same thing with Instagram. So it's really a great thing. And I don't recommend just like setting it and forgetting it. You know, you can do that, but I'm always trying to update Instagram kind of in between on my own. Like, so if I'm out doing something that's like related to my business, or I just want to do something more personal and authentic, I'll throw that in when I feel like it, you know, kind of like how social media should be. But this is kind of the filler content that will, I don't know why this froze, the filler content that will, oh shoot, it's not sharing the screen. I'm sorry, guys. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. That last part you totally missed. You didn't see any of it. Ugh, I'm so sorry. Well, I will go through and show you again if you want. The upload a video, photo or video, which is great. You can do a video. And I'm going to just show you this again. I feel terrible. Sorry, guys. So you click the photo and then you can crop. You can go ahead and add your saved hashtags or create new ones. You have the option to post the hashtags in your first comment and cross-post to Pinterest, cross-post to Facebook, and pick a scheduled time, and then you click schedule. So I hope that makes sense. They walk you through this pretty well and make it easy to follow along and figure it out for yourself. But it's just kind of navigating for the first time that is hard to do. Okay. All right, and then the last thing that we can't do, that Tailwind can't do right now, is post to Twitter, as far as I know, unless that's changed. But my secret for Twitter is another little hack that I called IFTTT, and that's if then that. And it's a system you create to post to Twitter. So what I do, and okay, some people may say like, why Twitter, why bother? Well, why not? If you can put it out there for free and it takes 0 time, then why not do it? So I have like my videos, when I do a YouTube video, automatically post a tweet for me. It's like, why not? Then I don't have to constantly be on Twitter. But the information is out there. Someone might click through. So we click create, and what we do is we go if then. So if we post on Instagram, if we post in Instagram, if we do any new photo, specific photo with a hashtag, any new video, or new video with a specific hashtag. So I do new photo. And then, so when we post a new photo, we want it to do a tweet. And you can see there's tons of applications. Like if you dig into here, you'll find something that you're like obsessed with. But I just use it for kind of some basic stuff like this. So you can post a tweet with an image, update your profile picture, or update your bio. So we're going to do post a tweet with an image. The tweet text will be the caption. If we want it to be different than that, we can click add ingredient. And as fortunately with Instagram, they just have captions and photos. There's no, so it'll just pull the part of the caption that will fit in the tweet, obviously, and then the URL. And that URL is what will take the person from Twitter to your Instagram and follow you on Instagram. And then the image URL is the source URL. Okay, and then we click create action, and we can see here, if Instagram, any new photo by you, then post a tweet with an image, continue. Okay, and then we click finish, and then there you go. If your first time using this, you'll have to connect your accounts. I use this quite a bit, and this is free. This is free. They allow you to do 3 applets for free, and if you go beyond that, then you can pay, and their accounts are fairly reasonable. I think, I don't know, I just use the free applets, and it's just a great go-between to connect everything. So now I'm posting to Instagram, I'm posting to Pinterest, and I'm posting to Twitter. So I just love the fact that I can kind of get all my social media taken care of in one fell swoop, and then I can, on my own time, when I'm feeling creative or something interesting is happening, I can go in and interact on my social media, and it's not a dead zone. You know, it's like, it's been active, things have been happening, people have been liking and commenting to my automated content, and then I can kind of chime in with real moments or stories if I want to spend time on just working on stories or working on reels or other aspects of social media that maybe would be a better use of my time. But this prevents you from having a dead account, which can be death on social media, because once your account kind of tapers down, followers dwindle away, you don't get your posts in anybody's feed. So it's all about consistency with these algorithms and just being active. So I hope this video was helpful. I'm really glad that we came onto some stumbling blocks as we went, seeing that the Tailwind Create tool is far from perfect, but it's a great place to get started and to get some pins out there. But I recommend highly, if it's your first time using this, to just go through your Etsy shop with that Chrome extension and start pinning your listings. That would be my one thing I'd like for everyone to take away from this, and even just use it for that free trial, the 20 pins a month. I think that's absolutely worth it, just to have some consistent pinning happening on your Pinterest on a regular basis, and then you can fill in with the rest. And if you decide in the future that you want to expand and I pin I think 12 a day, and just really filling up your Pinterest catalog, and getting lots of backlinks from Pinterest, and getting lots of people just naturally clicking through or pinning your pins in your products to go to Etsy. Because what's great about Etsy pins on Pinterest is they show up as rich pins, which means they have a little buy button and a icon that shows the price of the item. So it's really a great thing to get on Pinterest, especially if you have an Etsy shop, and Tailwind makes it so easy. So I hope this video was helpful. If you guys have any questions at all, let me know in the comments. If there's something I left out, or there's a place you got into trouble when we were going through this step by step, let me know. I think I came across all the problems that could happen, and I hope I was able to walk you through it in a way that was effective, and you use Tailwind, because I think it is seriously the easiest way to automate your pins and your Instagram. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I will see you in the next video.